Sometimes you are going to set goals for the short term that you can accomplish in a few weeks or months. Then there will be other life-changing goals that are going to take years to achieve. No matter how long it takes to achieve your goals, you will need to sustain your motivation to see them through until the end. It is not easy to sustain your motivation for a long-term goal. If it was, then many more people would be doing it. But there is a method that does work for sustaining your motivation over long periods, and that is by creating what we call bite-sized goals. Be careful not to set unrealistic goals. One of the main reasons why people fail to maintain their motivation to accomplish a goal is because the goals they set are unrealistic. We have all done this. The problem with setting unrealistic goals is that they are almost impossible to achieve, and this will reduce your motivation levels to almost zero. You know deep down inside that it is not going to be possible for you to achieve an unrealistic goal, and although you might be able to fool yourself for a while that you can do this, in the end, things will catch up with you and your motivation for the goal will disappear completely. What is an unrealistic goal? Well, there are many examples of this. A lot of people that want to lose weight set unrealistic goals. If you are seriously overweight and need to lose 90 pounds, then it is totally unrealistic to set a goal to do this in a month. You are never going to lose over 20 pounds every week. Some people dream of being sports stars. But if you are in your 40s and out of shape, then this is unrealistic. Or perhaps you have a goal of becoming the next lead guitar hero for a famous rock band and cannot play a note. Trying to achieve this in 3 months is very unrealistic. A lot of people set themselves financial freedom goals. There is nothing wrong with this, but be careful about the amount of time that you give yourself to achieve this. Becoming a millionaire in 6 months is theoretically possible, but is it realistic for you? We do not recommend that you base your financial goals on winning lotteries, as this is incredibly unlikely to happen. Break your longer-term goals down. Trying to achieve things too quickly is very likely to end in failure and will sap your motivation. But if you set yourself a goal to achieve something over the next 5 years, this can severely test your motivation as well. Okay, 5 years is not a long time in the grand scheme of things, but when you just set out on a 5-year goal, it can seem like a lifetime away. It is better for your motivation levels if you break this 5-year goal down into smaller goals. You may have heard the old saying, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Well, that's the principle in play here. Going for a 5-year goal is likely to involve you in a lot of different steps, and you can easily lose your motivation for this goal at the planning stage. So we recommend that you look at this long-term goal and break it down to as many smaller, achievable in less time, pieces. In this way, your new smaller goals seem more achievable and will take less time to accomplish. What's the best way to do this? Well, first of all, identify the major milestones that you need to reach to achieve your 5-year goal. Then treat each of these major milestones as smaller goals. So for example, if your goal is to become financially free in 5 years, think about major milestone amounts of money and create a goal around each of these. Your first milestone could be to become debt-free. The second one could be to pay off your mortgage. Next could be having $50,000 in savings, and so on. Do you get the picture here? Each of these smaller goals will contribute to your financial freedom, but on their own they seem a lot more realistic and achievable than one 5-year financial freedom goal. It is likely that you will need different motivation to become debt-free. Then you will save your first $50,000. The next level from the saving of $50,000 could be to make investments in the stock market, and this will need you to develop a different set of skills and be willing to take more risks. Financial goals like this are always measurable, so you will be able to see the progress that you are making, which will keep your motivation high. Imagine that you have $30,000 in debt across 3 credit cards. You start by paying off the debt on the credit card with the highest level of interest, and then you move on to the next one. The same thing applies to pay off your mortgage. As you reduce your debt, you can start to pay down your mortgage loan with the extra money you have from not having to pay high interest rates on your credit card debt. You can see progress, and this keeps your motivation levels high. So if you are finding it tough to stay motivated to achieve a specific goal, look at breaking it down into sub-goals which all contribute to the overall goal. This works really well to keep you motivated and staying on track. The sub-goals appear more achievable and realistic, which will really help. In the next chapter we will look at the best motivational habits. What habits do highly motivated people have that keep their motivation levels high most of the time? We will show you in this chapter. When you decide on a new habit, you need to use it continuously for at least 30 days or longer. After that, it should become an automatic process for you that you do without even thinking about it. 1. Getting energized through your why statement. We have mentioned having a strong why statement a few times in this book already, and the reason for that is because it works. Your why statement is your reason or reasons for wanting to achieve goals and will align with your life's purpose. If you have a goal to travel across the world in a hot air balloon, for example, this will be a pretty expensive thing to do. You may need to raise a lot of money to do this, which will require a good deal of motivation. So you need to think about why you really want to do this to keep your motivation strong. The same applies to simpler goals like getting out of debt and becoming financially free. To achieve a goal like this, you need strong motivation to stop using credit cards to purchase everything that takes your fancy. So create a strong why statement around this that really makes you feel energized and motivated. What is the habit here? We simply recommend that you read your why statement every morning before you face the challenges of the day. When you read it, make the feelings really strong within you so that your motivation levels are very high. If your why statement isn't cutting it for you, then write a better one. 2. Start your day right. We strongly recommend that you develop a new morning routine that will energize you and increase your motivation. When you are able to start your day off right, you will have a much better chance of maintaining your motivation throughout the day. So here is a suggested routine. 1. Read your why statement and goals to give a powerful reason to get out of bed. Keep these by your bedside at all times. 2. Do some deep breathing exercises and then perform some stretches. This is a great way to get that much needed oxygen to your brain by increasing your blood flow. 3. Start the day with a simple task. We have already discussed completing a simple task first before you tackle more difficult ones. By completing a simple task, you will get a feeling of accomplishment which will spur you on for the rest of the challenges ahead. 4. Create or review your daily goals or tasks. You can either do this first thing in the morning or the last thing the day before. If you have already created your list, then go over each task and prioritize them. 3. Show gratitude. When you are grateful for the things and people that you have in your life, then you will receive more. So make it a daily habit to record what you are grateful for. Write this down and then speak it out loud or think it. 4. Maintain a journal. Again, we have touched on the power of journaling already, and if you don't have a written journal yet, then get yourself one today. This does not need to be a fancy leather-bound diary. A simple spiral-bound notebook will do. Just use a new page for each day and add the date at the top of the page. Make a journal entry at the end of each day. What did you achieve? What obstacles did you have to overcome? What feelings did you experience and why? Was there a time where your motivation levels dropped? If so, what were the circumstances? Once you get into the habit of making daily journal entries, you will love it. There is no set format for journaling, just do what works for you. Some people make doodles and others just write. Find easy ways to add emotion to all of your entries. If you need a motivational boost at any time, look back over your journal and see what you have accomplished. 5. Daily visualization. One of the best ways to boost your motivation is to use visualization techniques. What you need to do here is form images in your mind that will empower you. For example, if you have a goal to own a large house, then use visualization to see yourself buying that house and moving in. Take note of how you feel as you receive the keys and walk in for the first time. Never believe that visualization is a waste of time, similar to daydreaming. It is a very powerful technique that successful people use all of the time. When you do it right, it can really drive up your motivation levels because you want to experience the feeling of achieving your goals. You can visualize anywhere and at any time, so do it daily. 6. Mix with other highly motivated people. Unfortunately, you are probably going to find that your family members and friends are not going to have the high motivation levels that you desire. We are not suggesting that you ditch your family and friends, but we do recommend that you find highly motivated people that can excite you and energize you. These people do not need to live nearby. There are plenty of places to find them online. Look for forums that have positive-minded and motivated people. Check out social media groups on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. Try to find at least one new motivated person that you can communicate with every day. Finding a mentor that you can communicate with every day is another good idea. A good mentor is going to cost you, but in the long run it can really be worth it. When looking for a mentor, make sure that they have the necessary experience to help you. Ideally, you want a mentor that has already achieved what you want to achieve. In the final chapter, we will take a look at the best practices to boost your motivation and keep it at a high level. Here are the 9 best practices that we strongly recommend that you adopt to give your motivation a boost and to maintain it as long as possible. Some of these will take a little practice to become habits, but you will certainly benefit in the long run. 1. Create your strong why statement. This is a document that you can refer to whenever you need a boost for your motivation. In fact, we recommend that you read it daily as part of your new morning routine. The reason or reasons in your why statement need to be very compelling and renew your energy for the challenges that lie ahead. 2. Create motivational goals. Use the SMART for ME system to create goals that will motivate you. Write your goals down and keep them with you wherever you go. Like your why statement, we suggest that you read your goals every day. You can read them several times a day if you want to. 3. Create motivating lists. In the chapter about finding a motivation source, we recommended that you create a number of lists that you can refer to when you need a motivation injection. A billionaire wish list and a no limits a wish list can be very empowering and motivate you at any time. 4. Be accountable. There are several ways that you can make yourself accountable so that you maintain your motivation to achieve your goals. You can start a vlog or a blog, or you can use social media to make a commitment. Be brave here and tell people what you are trying to achieve. The embarrassment of having to tell people that you failed is a great motivator. 5. A new daily routine. Starting the day off right is very important to keep you motivated. Do something physical when you get up, such as stretching to get the blood flowing. Create a new daily routine that works for you and will make you want to jump out of bed and start your day with a real buzz. 6. Use affirmations. Negative thinking is the scourge of motivation. Create a positive affirmations list and carry this around with you. Say your affirmations out loud twice a day, and if you are experiencing negative thoughts, then use them to neutralize these. 7. Use visualization. Visualization is easy to do, and with a little practice you can become really good at it. See yourself achieving your goals and create strong feelings around this. This will improve your motivation levels no end. 8. Create a motivation anchor. This is a great way to receive a motivational boost with very little effort. Think of a time when you were highly motivated and make the feelings strong. Create an anchor by squeezing your thumb and forefinger together. Whenever you need a motivation boost after this, just perform the anchor and your state will change. 9. Keep a journal. Start a journal and make a daily entry. Be sure to note your achievements and feelings for the day. You can make your entries at the end of each day. Some people make their journal entries at the start of the next day for the previous day. Just do what works for you. It is great to look back over your journal and see what you have achieved to boost your motivation. You now know exactly what motivation is and how you can use it to achieve whatever you want from life. The tactics and tips in this book really work, and it is now time for you to start using them to drive up your motivation levels. A great deal of time and effort has gone into producing this motivation power book for you. We want you to succeed in life and achieve all of your desires, and having consistent motivation will certainly help you to achieve what you want. So now it is over to you. We have provided you with everything that you need to boost your motivation levels and keep them high. You will need to practice some of the techniques, and you will need to consistently work on things for at least a month for them to become new empowering habits for you. We wish you well with your quest for strong and consistent motivation.